Hello, welcome back to PlayStation Access. My name's Nathan. I'm here with Dave.
Hello.
Dave, just as we were escaping E3, one of the last things that we did was we played this game, What You Are Watching Right Now.
Yes, we did.
What's it called, Dave?
It's called Lawbreakers.
That's true. It is true. There it is. Look, there's
yes, right on cue. I didn't know much about it before playing, to be honest, Nate. I knew it was multiplayer. That was about it.
Yeah. Well, you were right.
Yes, I didn't know how much fun I was going to have playing it.
No, do you know, like you play a lot of stuff at E3, and some of it, you know, is fine, and other stuff is really good fun. And this was a bit like it was a pretty big surprise for me. I know that Cliffy B is involved. He was at Unreal for ages. Everyone knows who he is. He's developed some and designed some great games. This is has more of a kind of a MOBA feel. It's a kind of anti-gravity. First-person shooter with different kind of, I guess. The model has to be Overwatch at this stage. Kind of, you know, bright characters with loads of personality and different kind of weapons and skills. Obviously, you can see in the bottom left-hand side. This is your capture, right?
Yeah, it is. And excuse me for being so slow to begin with. It's because I didn't realise that one of my powers, one of my abilities is sprinting, which also kind of doubles. You can see it's on L1. It's mapped to L1 there, which also kind of doubles as like a stomp. So if you run and then jump, if you press that ability again, you come crashing down.
We should apologise in general because we're seeing your very, very first game. So you've literally picked the controller up and started playing. We didn't know anything about this game before, and it's my second game, but it's a first time I played that class. We should also explain that we're playing a mode called Blitzball, which is basically grab the ball and run into the opponent's base. Mode, which is actually, even though I guess it's a mode that's established enough that people kind of, even though we were playing, scratch teams out there on the show floor, but people kind of got it pretty quick. And it's a PlayStation console exclusive. It's on PC as well, but it's this is the only console that's coming out on. So that is also, it should be on your radar.
Absolutely. And I mentioned abilities. I was just going to say that it's a lot like Overwatch, I suppose. It's one of those games where you have to know what your class is good at and play to that strength. So here I'm playing as the Juggernaut. You just saw me place a deployable shield, which is really useful, and which I figured out later was really great for just shoving in the tunnel leading to our goal as a defensive thing, because people can't run through it.
Up, can't you?
So that obviously I'm generally quite slow unless I'm using my ability to go faster. Outside in the open, like now, not great really. Not great in anti-gravity. You can see when you go through those little sort of force fields that now inside there is gravity, but when you go back outside, gravity's gone, and so that's not my strength. A kind of big shotgunny style weapon, but it's quite slow to fire.
I noticed when I was going through your capture, if you missed a couple of times, it tended to be quite difficult for you to catch up. Look, that's someone else has blocked up that corridor.
Exactly, I didn't figure it out.
And you were trying to support your guy heading towards goal.
Didn't work. I think I had the ball
right at the end
there.
Oh my God.
Right at the end I had the ball. And
I did some worse stuff than that. I'll show you when it comes out.
But I'm just, there you go. So there's me using my ability there to just block up the route anyway to the.
Would you know? And it's worth saying, like, I enjoyed myself on this map so much in a way which I think really speaks to the design of the whole level. I just think it's a really classic bit of the ball is in the middle on that walkway. That walkway was somewhere that I enjoyed. Every time I respawned, I was like, I'm going to get there. There's going to be someone to shoot. Yeah. It was like really appetizing. But there's 3 or 4 entrances into everywhere, and so even though your ability is that you can plug up those entrances, maybe if you've got 2 guys doing that, then you can all like concentrate on one way, or if he's coming a particular way. But there's never like, this ability is going to just totally swing the match in one direction or the other.
And that ability, the abilities are really well balanced. That it sounds kind of powerful, but I played it's really about teamwork. And I played a second game after this one where nobody on my team had any defensive clue whatsoever, and I was still trying to plug the gap, and the other team were just running rings around it.
It's funny because the ones that we didn't include, so you had an 8-0 loss,
and
I had an 8-0 win, and I think that's testament to the fact that you only need to get it a little bit wrong in a game where the teamwork is so important. And it can really upset the apple cart.
And this is at E3, so there are some people in the queue. People are queuing to play this game. Some people have been queuing for a couple of hours, I guess, and they've been watching and they know all about it already. And then maybe there's some other people who are playing who are just like, oh, I heard this is alright. I don't know what I'm doing. I mean, and to be fair, that was me. I was the guy who wasn't really sure what he was doing.
So you've noticed that you had a big kind of visor charging ability thing there.
Yes.
And you missed it, and I miss mine a lot when mine comes up. But it's hard hard, isn't it? When you have to wait for it to charge, and then you're not really sure what the cooldowns are on these things, and then you don't know how they work.
Yeah, exactly.
And then suddenly you're dead.
And the abilities are linked to that bar on the left of the sort of crosshairs there as well. So there was, I was sort of playing. I was trying to balance it between. I always wanted to use the sprint ability. I guess I'm just impatient. But when you spawn back at your goal and the other team are just about to get the ball and you just really want to get back in the thick of it, I was tending to use that ability rather than my main one, which you can see is mapped to triangle and is flashing loads, going, "Use me."
It's like an aggressive one, isn't it? Like
I think it gives me extra shields and extra firepower for an amount of time. But then I think the cost of that is that I can't use any of my other abilities for another amount of time. So it was. I played the Juggernaut in both rounds because I just thought this is a game about classes, and I was hoping that in the second round I would know my class even better and we could win again, but it didn't work.
But you did win the first one though.
Yeah.
And I've kept your KD in. Just.
Was it good?
It was all right. Look, I mean, I thought it was quite mean that you were 4th on your team there because you've got a 16 and 11. That's as good as anyone else.
Yeah.
So this is me. I played as Vanguard. I seem to be a really angry Russian lady.
Right.
And I've got this little minigun. And I'd played before this. I can't remember what the guy... Abaddon, maybe? Sorry. And I was like one kind of submachine gun automatic pistol.
Right, yeah.
And the other one was like a more targeted pistol. It was like dual wielding. That was quite good fun.
Were they mapped to different buttons?
Yeah, they were.
Right,
yeah,
okay.
So different triggers. But then because of it was quite hard. I didn't have tons of firepower, so I thought, and I hadn't really got to grips with the whole system here. But look at this, right? So I've got the ball. And I do know I've got the ball, and I know I've got some kind of look at my L1 ability down there, right on the bottom left.
Right.
I know, but I didn't know if it was going to shoot me upwards, so I was a bit tame about using it. So I was like, just here, man. I've got all the gas to get there.
Oh no!
I was so sad.
Is it like a picture of a fighter jet or something? It's like
it is.
This is your jet ability.
It is. So I didn't know if I was going to literally take off because it's a game about not gravity.
But again, you can see how the Juggernaut's ability to put up a shield is good to counter your ability to be
totally
really fast because that's what you need because you're too fast to shoot.
And luckily, I do get another opportunity to use it later on. And this isn't a particularly high score, actually by the end it comes. But
whoa!
I mean,
what was that?
So that is my kind of death from above. That is what I scream at least when I say it. So I kind of go. I can see the heat signature of everyone, and I can sort of aim for one person and sort of pound them.
Right.
Which is good in the open. It's very hard to do indoors. And you need to be right above them ideally, because if you try and approach them down from an angle, there's loads of stuff that can potentially get in the way.
Yeah.
But I guess I kept that long bit of gameplay in because especially out there in that kind of open section next to the bridge, we had some kind of 2-on-3, 3-on-3, 4-on-3 fights where it was really like fully. It's not 3-dimensional. Like it's up and it's like full. It's like a space battle. It's like dogfighting. And I didn't feel disoriented or like I didn't know what what my controls were about. I was really enjoying it. And then, like you said, once you're in the corridors, it's more of a sort of a run and gun experience, first-person experience. And I was just really impressed by how it gelled. It was accessible. I think I squashed 2 guys. No, I missed them both.
Oh.
Later on, I nailed it. Splash damage should be bigger. That's it. So yeah, like and here, especially with my ability, like I was able to dodge other people's main attacks. I did get killed, but I'm flying around, chucking out my grenades. I was like, I think it was around here. I was like, I think I really like this game. This is really good fun.
Seeing you moving around out in the low gravity area, just makes me realise just how much of a sort of how useless my character was out there. And just again, so it's just
you belong indoors.
I belong indoors, putting up shields, being very defensive, I guess. And I kept trying to score. You belong out here, I guess, sort of. But then maybe picking up what you can, the scrap. But then also, obviously, it's great.
But don't wait for the ball. That's my bit, because it says it's spawned, and then there's about 10 seconds while the shield drops.
There's a cooldown, isn't there, or something?
And in that time, I was always there going, I'm ready. I just got smashed. One thing which neither of us did, actually, in the capture that I've got, but people might be screaming at us, is there's a regeneration pod, that green pod, down there and left. It would be. I don't know if you ever found out. I did find out in my first game. Here we go. Look. Now I know what I'm doing.
Look at the speed.
And it's actually nice and easy to turn. And look how close they were to me as well. So I needed that.
Yeah.
I was quite pleased with that.
It's really nimble, actually, isn't it? Yeah, it's not just like you just shoot forward and you're
think
a bit
like
out
a
of control.
boost in a lot of games, you just smack into a wall.
Yeah.
But no, it's pretty manoeuvrable.
Really
and at this point, you know, and till quite close. There we go.
Yes.
Gibbage. Till quite close to the end, it was quite a close game. So being able to pull out my ability, especially having messed it up earlier on, and nab a point, I was, you know, it felt really good.
Yeah.
Which I think speaks to the kind of the balance of the game, that you can, you know, the ability used in the right way will push you over the edge. And
what were you going to say about the green pods? I interrupted you.
They just regen your health.
Oh, okay, right.
So they're like,
and that's the only way to regen your health, right? As in
these little things down here, Doom style little ampules.
Yeah.
You can pick up. On
but otherwise, you don't have a regenerating health. It's a pickup.
No, it's a pickup or a pod.
Yeah. Oh,
pick up a pod. Look, me trying to do it again, but.
Ah, yeah.
Look how far I
go. Blimey.
Whoop.
Add some more. Add some afters.
Yeah. So I don't know if look at this. See, it's quite hard to aim. So I've already said that Toku's Island Express was probably my. See that? I mean, maybe it's overpowered. It's one of the games. Maybe I'm overpowered. No, I kicked in the face. Was already my big hit of E3 anyway. But this was, you know, we were very tired at the end of day 3 on E3, and this was like last minute kind of appointment that we slipped in. It was a real fillip. It was a real kind of shot in the arm. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, yeah, it was an absolute surprise for me. I didn't know much about it. And I definitely was surprised by how much fun I was having, and especially when you think the real strength of this game, or the time when it will really work the best, is when you're playing with people you can at least speak to, or even better, friends or people you know.
With classes that complement each other.
Exactly, and we didn't have any of that. But the fact that I still had loads of fun and could see, you know, what would make it even better was a testament to it.
Yeah, well look, that's our first look at Lawbreakers, guys. Let us know what you thought in the comments. Do like this video if you enjoyed it, and stay tuned. We actually do still have loads more coming up from E3.